Let's talk about lawn hand tools. And what do I mean by hand tools? I mean string trimmers, blowers, bush hedgers, lawn edgers. And I want to talk about the difference between battery versus gas. And we're going to generally talk about these. And then in the end of the video, I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of battery operated equipment hand tools for your lawn versus gasoline hand tools for your lawn. So let's get started. As you can see here, I have all Ego stuff. Do you have to have Ego? No. You can have whatever you want. You can have Milwaukee, DeWalt, Ryobi, whatever your liking is. Whatever your type of ice cream you like, get that. You don't have to have Ego. I like Ego. I chose Ego. I like the system. They've had good customer support for me lately since I've had these. I choose Ego. Do you need Ego? No, you need your pick of hand tools. But what's so cool about battery operated hand tools versus gas hand tools is, first of all, there's a battery. As you can see, the battery's clean. There's no oil, there's no dirt, there's no dust on this. Well, maybe a little bit of dust, but no oil scum. It's clean. It's a nice operating system. And so I like that. Now, I used to run a very large lawn mowing organization, and we had hundreds of hand tools, which included string trimmers, edgers, and blowers. And they were all gas-powered equipment, generally 2-cycle. In fact, they were almost all 2-cycle except for a couple of them. We had some Steels that were 4-cycle motors, but most everything was 2-cycle. So let's talk about all the disadvantages of a gas-powered hand tool. And all these are hand tools. That could be a hedge trimmer, it could be a string trimmer. But right now, talking about the gas hand tools, the things that I don't like about them is, first of all, they break down often because there's a lot of moving parts. That's problem number one. Number two is that they stink. I mean, they really stink. That 2-cycle gas smells the area that you're doing, but worse than that, it actually gets into your clothes and into your shirts and into your pants and your hat. And everything you're wearing in the yard that day smells like 2-cycle oil. I hated that. It was just horrible. Number three is that there's always these carburation and starting issues with these 2-cycle hand tools. One day they work fine, and the next thing they don't work fine. And when I say there's carburation issues, is that if you leave them in the sun, they actually heat up, and the little gas tank heats up and it vaporizes. And so it's hard to get started. Sometimes you got to pull it, 25 times to get it started. And then sometimes you have to get it started and choke it, and then non-choke it, and then choke it, and non-choke it, and choke it, and non-choke it again. And sometimes when it's hot outside or if it's really cold, it just has a hard time getting started. And so that was a problem also there. So sometimes you had to undo the gas cap on the 2-cycle hand tools to let the fumes out because they would vapor lock, because the heat would heat up that gas, it would expand, and it was such a small gas tank, it was almost impossible to get it started in the heat of the day. So I don't like that because there's just so many more problems with the gas-powered equipment. Now, when we talk about mowers, it could be different, but right now we're not talking about mowers, we're just talking about these hand tools. So those are all the things I really don't like about gas-powered hand tools. They have too many cons. There's always things going wrong with them. There was always power issues, not enough power, and we had to fix that in the carburation. We were taking them to the mechanics and to the shop all the time. There was just always something going wrong with them. And when you let them sit over the winter, if you're a home user and a homeowner like you probably are, they don't like to sit. They just gum up. They don't like sitting throughout the whole winter. Motors like to move. They need to move. They need to be started to prolong their life. Motors do not like to sit. So now let's talk about the advantages of the hand tools that are battery operated. And then I'll go over the cons with those also. But here's the pros, the benefits of hand tools, battery operated hand tools like these. First of all, there's a battery. So like I told you in the beginning of the video, it's clean, it's non-messy, it's easy to put these together. So here's my bush hedger. I can take the battery and slide it in here. When you're done with your battery, you can take it out and charge it. It's simple. The motor's electric, so there's nothing to be maintained. There's no gas to stabilize. There's no carburation issues. You literally put this in and hit the button. And it works almost. Ah, sounds so good, yeah. That's beautiful. It almost works every single time. There's a battery in here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you hit the button and it goes. I mean, come on. It's almost like magic. I gotta tell you, it's pretty fascinating. And so it's clean. There's electric motors. The motor doesn't go bad. You can let it sit throughout the entire winter and you don't have to worry about it starting in the spring. It's gonna start. All you do is make sure your battery's charged and hit the button. It's beautiful. It's just clean, easy to use, almost zero maintenance. That is the benefit of these. Now, I'm assuming you're a residential homeowner and not a commercial operator. But if you're a commercial operator, it's a little more difficult in the sense that you have to have tons of batteries because they don't last all day. But these will easily last for several sessions around the yard. For example, this is my personal string trimmer. I probably can use this 3, 4, maybe 5 times depending on the height of the grass. And I don't have to charge the battery until then. And if you collect these hand tools, again, I didn't buy these all at once. I bought a string trimmer and then I bought a blower. Actually bought the blower first. And we actually still use Eagle blowers in our lawn care business, which does fertilization and weed control now. We use this to blow off the fertilizer off the sidewalks. All the guys have these in their trucks and they've been going for several seasons without any problems. And so these guys are just so easy to use and they just last and nothing really goes wrong with them. When I say nothing, I mean that a little bit tongue-in-cheek. There are things that go wrong, but most of the time things don't go wrong with these like they would a gas-powered hand tool there. And like I said, going back to how long the battery lasts, I could use this several times, and as you collect these hand tools, I bought this again first, then a string trimmer, then an edger, then a hedger, and then this attachment that goes on the multi-tool. And now you have several batteries, so you can swap and move them around. And as a homeowner, you really don't have an issue with batteries anymore because you got so many of them. I actually have a couple batteries in the basement. I don't have a battery problem. There's always one charged, and I love it. So what are the cons of battery operated hand tools? Well, the cons are,
one eternity later.
Oh, the cons are, I don't have any cons.
What? What?
And I'll tell you why is because the con used to be they didn't have enough power. And this was 2-3 years ago, and this technology is changing so fast. I mean, this blower has just as much power as my Red Max gas blower did.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
It's amazing. And so, I gotta be honest, there are really no cons with this stuff in my mind. I love the hand tools. Again, we're not talking about mowers, we're talking about hand tools, and I love these. I recommend them, and I suggest that if you're gonna maintain your yard, it's the easiest and fastest way to keep things going and to maintain your yard there. So, if you have a lawn that you're gonna maintain, pick your flavor again. Doesn't have to be Ego. I do like Ego. I'm not sponsored by Ego, but I do like Ego. If you like DeWalt, you like Milwaukee, you like Ryobi, you pick your flavor. There's so many of them now. Pick those, give it a try, and I think you'll love them. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and keep on trimming. And remember, green lawns make you smile.